Jamie took 144 photos on a digital camera. The photos are to be placed equally in 6 photo albums. How many photos will be in each album? So we're going to be dividing 144 divided by 6. We'll use place value to place the first digit. Look at the number, look at the hundreds in 144. So you see that it's right here in the base 10 blocks, 100. Can you share 100 base 10 block into 6 groups? If I have one block, there's 5 groups here, plus we'll call our Fraser table a 6th group. If I have one base 10 block, can I share it equally with you guys? 100 block?
Oh, yes.
No, I have one. Okay, I don't have it out, but pretend this is my 100 block. Can I share this equally with you guys?
No.
No, I can't split this up. I can't cut it up, right? So what do I have to do so that I can share it? If I have 100, what can I do so that I can share that 100 with you guys? Brian.
You just have the 100 base.
So if I have 100 base block, how can I change that block to share it with you guys? I can change it. What do I do, Ethan? Well, we don't have to go that far to ones. What can I do in between? 10 tens. So I can regroup the 100 into 10 tens, and they've done it right here for you. Here's the 10 sticks. There's 10 of them. Okay? So now how many tens are there? There's these. Think about it. There's these, and there's those. It's 100. Here's 144 right here. Now we've changed this to these 10 sticks. How many 10 sticks total do I have now? Raise your hand when you know the answer to that. Okay, how many?
14.
14. There's 10 here and 4 here. So that's 14 10 sticks. So when we're doing the quotients, if I was going to divide this into 6 groups, I want eyes up here. I don't want people looking at their books. If I'm going to divide this into 6 groups, are there going to be any hundreds in here? Am I going to have anything like that looks like this?
No.
No, because I don't have any hundreds to divide up. I only have 10 sticks and ones. Is it going to look something like this?
Yeah.
Yes. So when I have an answer, let's say I went through and did this, I'm just going to pretend. And each one looked like that. I have 2 10 sticks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones. My answer, my quotient would be 25. Are you guys following that?
Yes.
Right? Because you guys remember how to do that. However, so my answer would be 25. I have a 2 in the tens place and a 5 in the ones place. But now I'm working with hundreds. We've already decided that none of them are going to have 100 in it, are there? They're only going to have 10 sticks. So when I start writing my quotient or my answer, I can't write it over the hundreds place because there's not going to be any hundreds, are there?
No.
There's only going to be tens and ones. So if you look at where they're writing the quotient on our bar here, they're writing it over which place value? Think for a minute, look at it, and tell me. What place value are they putting the quotient over? Are they putting it over the hundreds, the tens, or the ones? Raise your hand. Okay, what are they putting it over? The tens. Who wants to describe to me why we are putting the quotient over the tens and not over the hundreds? Nicholas.
Because if you put it over the hundreds, then they'll think that you, like at the end, they'll think that you forgot to put a 0 or a number or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll just, like, if the answer's 35, they're gonna think it's 300.
Right, so what he's saying is if I put the 2 here, then whoever's looking at my paper is going to think that there's 200s. Can there be 200s in here? No, we've already established. We don't even have 200s. We only have 100. So when I'm writing my quotient, I have to write it over the place value that I'm talking about. In this case, we've decided that with 14 10 sticks, I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Do I have enough to put another one?
No.
Because I only have 14. So that was 12, 13, 14. I'm up here. I don't want you guys to look at your book. Look up this. Okay. So how many 10 sticks are there in each one? 2. They put it over the tens place. How many 10 sticks did we use in our grouping? Not our leftovers, in our grouping. Raise your hand. How many 10 sticks did we use? Okay, class, how many?
12.
We used 12. Now I'm going to subtract. How many 10 sticks do I have left? 2 10 sticks left. Okay. So step 3 is going to show us how we need to regroup those 2 10 sticks into what? Those are now going to turn into ones, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way up to 20. Plus, how many ones did we already have up here? 4. So we have 20 from here and 4 from up there. So now we have 24 ones. If we divide those 24 ones into our 6 groups, I can do it. I can draw it out if I'm struggling. Or if I can do it in my head, I can figure that out too. How many ones are going to go into each group? I have 24 ones. How many groups? 6. 24 ones, 6 groups. Think about how many are going to go in each of those groups. Raise your hand when you know. What should I do if I don't know how to do that in my head? Who wants to tell me? What should I do, Danielle, if I don't know how to do that in my head? Draw it out. So I'm going to do it because I'm not seeing enough hands, so I'm not feeling like you guys got it yet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. It's getting really messy. This was a dot. How many ones are in each group? 4. So I put the 4 above my ones because that's what I'm talking about, ones. There's 4 ones in each group. How many ones did I use up? Did I use all of them?
Yes.
Was there any left over?
No.
No, there wasn't. 24 I used up. There was 0 left over. Okay. So this is the way we've been doing it. Here's how you can do it mentally in your head. It's saying there are 24 ones left. So you're going to divide 24 ones divided by 6 groups. Because that's what you guys were doing in your head. That's what I just did when I did it out this way. We're doing 24 ones divided by 6 groups equals 4. I know. This is the whole, like, remembering what goes where type of thing. When I'm done figuring it out, remember sometimes there's going to be leftovers. Like if I had 25, would there be leftovers? If I had 25 ones, there would be 1 left over. So I have to remember, I can't just say 25 at the bottom and say there's none left over. I have to go back and double check my work and say, okay, 4 times 6 equals how much? 6 times 4 ones equals 24, and that's what goes there. This is something that I do remember you learned in 3rd grade already, so it's not that new. I just want you to think about what you're doing while you're doing it, and don't just plug in a formula, because then we get lost. So we subtract the 24 ones minus 24 ones, and we end up with 0. So how many photos are going to go on each album? Let's go back to the question. Jamie took 144 photos on a digital camera. The photos are to be placed equally in 6 photo albums. How many photos will go into each album? We divided 144 divided by 6. How many photos are going to go in each album? Raise your hand. Okay, what do you guys think? 24. Okay. All right, Reggie has 287 photographs of animals. If he wants to put the photos in 2 groups of the same size, how many photos will be in each group? Use place value. So we're going to do kind of what we just did on the other one. And we're going to go through it. So if we have 287 divided by 2, think about what that looks like in base 10 blocks. Visualize it in your head. What does 200 look like? What does 80 look like? And what does 7 look like? I'm going to just write it so I can think about it. Right? I don't have to draw out the 2 blocks. I don't have to draw out the 8, 10 sticks or the 7 ones. If I write it this way, I can think about what that looks like. Can I divide my 200 in 100 blocks? Can I divide it into 2 groups?
Yes.
Yes, I can, right? If I have 2 groups, one's going to go here and one's going to go there. There's 2 of them. So I'm going to have one here and I'm going to have one here. I'm only on 200s right now. So how many hundreds ended up in each of my box in my groups? 100, and they put the 1 here for you already. We divided the 200 divided by 2, and we decided that it goes 1 time. Now I have to multiply that 1 times the 2 groups to find out how many I used. 1 times 2 is?
2.
Because I used 2 of them, didn't I? Do I always use the number that it says up here? No, sometimes there's leftovers. So now I'm going to subtract. I have 0 left. Now I'm going to bring down my 8 tens. They've done it here for you. They're showing it here. I'm going to bring down my 8 tens. So now I'm going to visualize my 8 tens over here. If I divide 8 divided by 2, how many 10 sticks are going to go in each group? 8 divided by 2. Think about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many went in each group, everybody? 4, right? 2, 4. So I had 4 in each group. Emily? 4 times 2, here's 2 groups. Those 4 times 2 equals how much?
8.
4 times 2 is 8. If I subtract those, did I have any 10s left over? No, I didn't. So the 0 makes sense. This was divide 8 tenths by 2. Okay, so subtract 8 tens minus 8 tens, and there's 0 left over. Am I done? I have a 0 at the bottom. Can I be done? Who can explain why I cannot be done? Calling back on your past memories of this. Why can I not be done? Have I divided everything up?
No.
What is still remaining? The 7 what? 1. So I'm going to bring those 7 ones down. And then I'm going to ask myself, what is 7 ones divided by 2? Because I need to divide it into 2 groups. What is 7 ones divided by 2? Raise your hand when you know. I'm going to go ahead and do it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oops, 7. I can't do it. So, having done my model, what was 7 groups divided by 2? 3. So I'm going to put my 3 up here. I'm going to multiply 2 groups times the 3 ones to find out how many ones I used. How many ones did I use? No, I only used 6. 3 here, that's 6. I'm going to subtract, and I have 1. That's all I have left over. Do you see that 1? That's all I have left over, so then we call that a what? We call it a remainder, and in this case it's remainder 1. How many photos will be in each of the two groups?
143.
How many of you agree with that answer? How many photos do not get a group?
1.
One poor little photo. You're going to find a photo that's blurry, right? Leave that one out. Okay? So 143 photos in each group with one photo left over. You can divide 400 divided by 4. How many times does 4 go into 4?
100.
100 times. So I'm going to put it on the 100s place. Okay? The 100 and the 100s place. How many was, what was 4 times 1 equals?
4.
Now I'm going to subtract. How much did I end up with? 0. What am I going to bring down?
5.
The 5s, because now I'm going to do the tens place. See, I have nothing in the tens place up here. On my quotient, I have to have something in the tens place. Okay, you guys shouldn't be writing, you should be listening. Now I need to ask myself, what is 5 divided by 4? To put this into 4 groups. What is 5 divided by 4? It's 1. Now I'm going to do those 4 groups times that 1 equals how much? 4 times 1? 4. I'm going to subtract. What do I end up with? I have 1 10 left. Can I divide a 10 stick into 4 groups?
No.
1 10 stick, I can't. So I'm going to regroup that and make that 1s. I'm going to bring down the 2 that I already have, and now I have 12 1s. So I'm going to ask myself, what is 12 divided by 4? I need to put this into 4 groups. What is 12 divided by 4?
3.
So I'm going to have 3 in each group. 3 times 4 equals 12. I used up all 12 of my 1s. How many do I have left over?
0. Nothing.
Yes.
How come you can just use the 4? Because if you use that, then
4, sorry, explain. What 4? This 4?
the one that goes up to 400.
This 4? What do you mean, what?
I don't get how you like you put it down and then you're the only number you have is 52.
Okay, so he's asking, how do I end up with just 52 left after I use the 4? Because I've asked myself, how many times does 4 go into 400? 1 time, right? 100 times. So I put the 1 in the hundreds place, because this really means 100, doesn't it? Doesn't this 1 stand for 100? So I've already used the 400. I've already had 4 100. I had those blocks. That's those 4 right there, 400 blocks. I've now divided it into my 4 groups, because I have 4 groups. So I'm done with the hundreds. I don't have any more.
Couldn't you use the 52 as ones?
I can use the 50 as 10s. So now I go to here and I say, how many times would 4 go into my 5 10s? I have 10 sticks now I'm working with. So I have 5 10 sticks. How many are going to go in? 1, 2, 3, 4, and a leftover. Right? So I have 1 10 stick, 1 10. There's my 1 10. And I have 1 left over. So I used 4 10 sticks. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to subtract. 5 minus 4 equals 1. I have 1 left over. It's a 10 stick that I'm going to turn into 1s now. So I'm going to turn that 10 stick into 10 1s, plus the 2 1s that I already have. And now I have 12 1s. And then I'm going to divide those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so now I have 12, because I put one in the middle. I have 3 1s in each group. Okay. I know, it's super tricky.
I did that.
Okay, so let's look at this one. I'm not going to do a model for it. We're going to try to just do it going through without the model. If I have 100 plus 60 plus 6, 166. I only have 100 block. Can I divide that up?
Yes.
Yes, I can change it into what? 10 sticks. So instead of 100 block, I have 10 sticks plus 6 more 10 sticks. I have now 16 10 sticks. Because I had, so this is what this looked like. I lied. I'm going to make the model anyways. Right? I'm going to get rid of this one because I don't want to look at it anymore. Okay, 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 60. How many ones am I going to do?
6.
Now I've modeled that in base 10s. I want eyes on the board, hands on a desk. I can't divide this into I have 4 groups I need to make. I can't divide this. So I'm going to turn it into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I no longer have that. How many 10 sticks do I have up here?
10.
How many do I have down here?
4.
No.
6.
6. What is 10 plus 6? 16. Oh, look at that. It tells me right there. I didn't even have to do all that. I have 16 10 sticks. 16 10s. Can I divide 16 10s into my 4 groups?
Yes.
What is 16 divided by 4?
4.
Is it 4 hundreds or 4 tens?
4 10.
4 tens. So my 4 is going to go over the 6, the middle 6. Because that's the tens place, is this 6 right here. So I'm going to have 4 10. I'm going to divide these 16 10 sticks into my 4 groups. I'm going to end up with 4 in each one. How many of those 16 did I use?
All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
4 times 4 equals 16. So I'm going to put 16. I'm going to subtract. And how many 10 sticks do I have left over? 0. How many ones do I have left?
6.
Have I used any of the ones? No, so I need to bring down those ones. Now I have 6 ones left. What is 6 divided into 4 groups?
1.
1. How many did I use? I do 4 groups times my 1, and that equals?
4.
I only used 4. Because here's my ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I can't divide those up. So I only used 1, 2, 3, 4. 6 minus 4 is 2. I ended up with 2 left over. Okay, so my answer is 41. And what do I do with those 2? They're called a remainder 2. 700s into 5 groups. We can end up with 1. I'm talking, so you should not be. We should end up with 100 in each group. 1 times 5 equals 5. We used 5 of our hundreds. We have 2 left over. We bring down our tens. So now we have 27 tens. How many times can 27 divided by 5? 27 divided by 5 is what? 5. 5 times 5 is 25. With how many left over? 2. And then we bring down the last 5 ones. We have 25 ones divided by 5 equals
0.
no, 25 divided by 5?
5.
5. 5 times 5 is 25. And then we have no remainder.